Hey, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of the Services That Sell workshop. This is our grand finale, the last day, and it has been so much fun chatting with you guys, working with you guys, supporting you through your growth assignments over the last 3 days. So many of you guys have been showing up, showing out, doing the work that is required for you to grow your business to where you really want it to be. We've had growth assignments every day. Day 1, we started all about talking really about how to actually get started with your service-based business and actually picking a signature service. Day 2, we talked all about really how do you actually prepare your business to start scaling it and what does scaling look like for a service-based business. And today we're going to talk about how do you actually create services that sell. So as you guys are popping on live or catching this in the replay, hop in the comments and just say, hey, let me know you're here. I know that we've been talking about this entrepreneurial roller coaster. So many of you guys have committed and been on the ride every single day. So kudos to you. For those of you guys who are new or who maybe joined the workshop while we were already going through it, no worries at all. All the replays are still available. The growth assignments are inside of our Facebook group, so you can still get caught up and do the work. As you guys know, we are doing a very special giveaway that will be announced here probably tomorrow or the day after. And so if you and your accountability partner did all 3 growth assignments, okay, and all 3 growth assignments have to be turned in by the end of today, a pair of you will be selected to win my Fearless with Facebook course, which is a $297 value, and you guys will get it. Why? Because you know I love rewarding individuals who take action, who show up, who do the work, because this stuff isn't easy. You know, like it's hard and it can be challenging to put ourselves out there and to like step outside of our comfort zone and to really push ourselves beyond what we think that what we're capable of doing. And hundreds of you have proven, hopefully to yourself, but I think have been a huge inspiration for others that like it's possible. You know, building the business of your dreams is not just for the lucky few. It's for the lucky few who believe that it's possible for them to actually receive and achieve it. And every single one of you have been taking steps every single day to move yourself in the direction towards where you want to be. And I just want you guys to can we just celebrate all of you for a moment? This is huge. Like, this is really, really huge. Hi, Marissa. Y'all, Marissa, she has been showing out today. Why? Because Marissa not only has been participating in the workshop, Marissa has been binge watching all of my old videos today. Like this, Marissa is here to play no games. And I know that we have a community here of goal getters, of action takers, of people who want to grow beyond where they're currently at. You guys are ready to move into the next step. You guys are ready to really not only leave an impact, but really create a business that allows you to have a legacy. You know, have generational impact, not only for your personal family, but for the lives that you're going to touch through the service that you provide. So y'all been showing out, okay? Showing out, and I love it, I love it, I love it. So we're going to go ahead and get started because I know y'all ready. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Just let me know if you're ready. Either throw some hearts up throw some emojis up or pop in the comments. Just let me know you're ready because today we're going to be going there. Today we're going to be talking about really 2 core themes, okay? Really 2 core things that fall under the umbrella of how do you actually create services that sell. First and foremost is understanding what is the exact method to actually selling your service. And this is really my proven process. If you guys have downloaded the day 3 workbook, you've already seen at least the layout or the outline of my process. And we're going to walk you through what that actually means for you to get your first yes. Which is the most important thing. But then second important thing is really how are you adequately serving your client so you can have repeat business and really grow a business that is consistent and sustainable. Number 2, the second most important thing is we are going to talk about the 2 most important mindsets that you must master in order to sell your services effectively, okay? We're going to just go through 2 core topics. It's going to get a little bit meaty. I will be here to answer any of your questions. And just a forewarning, I know you guys have already been sending us messages and asking us, Jay, this workshop has been great. What is the next step for me? At the very end of this workshop, we are going to be making an invitation with a very, very special fast action bonus, because you guys know I love rewarding individuals who take action. So if you do stay until the end, you will get insight on just a really special invitation for us to continue working together. So you can not only, because you guys have learned the high level strategy. You guys are learning the framework of what's needed and what's required to grow your business. But a lot of you, the strategy is just the first step. It's like, okay, Jay, how do I actually start implementing the systems? How do I start creating a custom process that works for me to actually go out there and start selling? How do I actually, how do I determine what my signature service to be? How do I structure it? How do I position it? How do I sell it? And I'm going to be making an invitation to all of you to join me over the next 3 months and making that happen. So I just want you guys to know that. We will be talking about that later on, but I want to get started with actually just giving you guys the nuggets and the juice on how do you actually create services that sell. We about to go there today. Okay. So first and foremost, I need to, and edges might get snatched today. I feel like I always got to give that warning, but I assume that by now y'all just understand that's just comes with the territory with rolling with me today. But for all of the perfectionists out there, yeah, I'm talking to you. The analysis paralysis folks, the perfectionists out there, the individuals who are planning in private, creating content behind closed doors, and not ever actually putting yourself out there. Can anybody let me know, do you fall into this category? Are you able to do you have the self-awareness to self-identify with, yeah, Jay, that's me. I've been planning in private for months and or years. I've been creating content behind closed doors, never actually letting anybody see it, never sharing my content with anybody. It's just wrapped. I've never actually vocalized that I want to do this or build this business. It's all just been in my head. I've been having this desire and this passion to build this business or to serve people on a greater level for months, for weeks, for years, but I haven't actually done anything yet. This stream is going to be directly for you today. Just forewarning, I'm seeing a lot of hands raised. Jasmine said that's why today's assignment made me panic. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about while you're going through the cycle of the services that sell process, really where most of you guys get hung up and where you guys get stuck and how to actually overcome that today, okay? So y'all already know we're about to get this whiteboard on and popping. I put together, I kind of got us prepared today. Can everybody see this? And I already put together a board here to help us work from. But if you guys have already dived into your workbook, you probably saw a process very similar to this, right? This is the sales cycle series, really the process that you go through when you're trying to sell your services. So we're going to walk through this step by step really quickly here. This is in your workbook, but I just wanted to give you guys a visual in case you guys have not seen this yet, okay? Marissa said this assignment stressed me out. Y'all, this is I appreciate the honesty, everybody. This is a good thing. That stress and discomfort you feel is what I like to call growth. All that is growth, okay? All the discomfort you might have felt from today's assignment was you literally stretching and growing beyond what you've probably gone through before. So that's a good thing. But when it comes to what is the exact method for selling your services, I have broken this down into a very simple 4-step process to help you actually determine what your signature service should actually be, how to adequately price your offer to make sure that you're not just building a business that earns money, but that you're building a business that actually generates a profit so that you can actually create a service that's positioned adequately so you're attracting the right type of clients who can pay for your services and the ones that you actually want to work with, not the ones you resent. And then from there, how to actually sell the offer and actually start earning a profit, actually making the invitation, how to actually go through the process of selling, okay? So this 4-step process here, it starts with step 1, which is all about your package. And inside of, I'm gonna move this. inside of your package are a couple key components, right? Inside of your package, really the package, I like to, how we teach how to actually package your genius, how do you package your service? I like to do this through a method called the POP method, okay? P-O-P. Holding it down. And the POP method is all about, and we've been doing this for the past few days. So some of you guys who've been showing up, been watching the live streams, doing the growth assignments, you guys are already making progress on this process, okay? So the POP method really stands for person, problem. POP method stands for one thing only here. Pick one person, pick one problem, pick one process. And this is all about how are you defining your dream client. I cannot remember the individuals who was in the Gogetter group, who was in our Facebook group who did the assignment, but she said the day one assignment was so powerful because many of you guys have done ideal client profiles, imagining and creating a fantasy around who you want your ideal client to be. But we make this very tangible. I tell you to pick a person that you know in real life. Building a business is not some fantasy thing, something in la la land or some dream. You have to turn it and make it tangible, make it real. Hey, Nia. Hey, Linda. And that's what this is all about. Your POP method is about picking a real person who has a real problem that you have a process around on teaching and helping them solve. And that's when you really are able to take that ideal client avatar and make that tangible. So then you can actually have some grip around it so you can start building some momentum. And I know that was a really big aha moment that somebody shared throughout our challenge, but you need to make it practical. Exactly. Is it Saniqua? Exactly. You need to make it practical. You need to make it real. You need to make it tangible. Many of us get stuck in this phase well, who is my ideal client? What problem am I solving for them? I saw somebody post earlier today that they were looking for a website designer. And I asked the question, well, what kind of website do you want built? And she's like, I really don't know. I'm like, okay. She's like, well, I don't know who I want to sell to. I don't even know exactly what I'm selling, but I know I need a website. She should have been here for day 2 of our workshop because we would have let her know being pretty and you can't build a website when you don't know who you're building the website for. You cannot design a package when you don't know who you're designing that package for. All of us here, we are creating a transaction, right? We are selling something to someone. And here when I say that, one person that needs to be tangible, real. You guys are talking to a real human being. You guys are real people on the other end of this Facebook live stream. So this is why this step is the most important step that we take. And this is why we tackle it first. It's really identifying your dream client, understanding the transformation that you are providing. Basically, what problem are you solving for that one person? And then what is the success journey? What is the path that you're taking that person through to help them get a transformation? So this is really important. So for those of you guys who are out there, I've been getting a couple messages. People telling me, well, Jay, I'm in the infancy stages of my business. I don't know what my signature service should be. Where am I supposed to start? I don't know if I'm ready for this. This is what Services That Sell teaches. Very first module is helping you determine and figure out these things. And there's also a bonus module that we have in our first stage here that helps you evaluate. And this is new. So for guys who've been in FFI, I've updated this because of your feedback. So just guys, thank previous clients for helping me understand this. We have a new bonus module in Services That Sell that not only helps you walk through these steps, but helps you, if you're very, very new in your business, actually evaluate and test your idea. There's a very short quiz that we have you go through to test your idea based off the market to see if there's even a demand for what it is that you want to sell. That's huge. So you don't spend a ton of time thinking that this is going to work, and then you spend all this time and realize that nobody wants to buy what the hell you're trying to sell. So I'm spending time on this because this is the most important step in the process of actually selling your service. This is the one that's probably the most difficult, but this is why we start our program off with that. This is why this is step 1 of the entire journey. Okay. So after we go through the package, once you've mastered your POP method and determine the person that you want to sell to, the problem that you want to solve for them, and really what is that transformational journey that you're walking somebody through, we move into stage 2, which is all about the price, right? And this I know is another big hiccup. A lot of you guys are trying to start here. Well, Jay, how much should I price my service at? And I ask the question, well, what are you selling? Who are you selling it to? What transformation are you providing them? Girl, I don't really know, but I just need to know, how do I price my service? This is why you're struggling to price, because you don't even know what your package is. You don't know what you're selling. When you do understand, once you have this nailed down, we move into stage 2, which is all about your price. And this is really, there's a few things that we have to think about your price, right? The price here is also, one is like price alignment, meaning is your price aligned with the transformation that you are providing for somebody else? And this is really about understanding what is the return on the investment that your client will have by receiving what you are selling to them, right? So a lot of my clients, the vast majority of the clients that go through services that sell are making $0 in their business. They're newbies, or they've had an idea to start their business for a long time and haven't been able to get traction. The vast majority, I think about 85% of my students that go through services that sell are able to start making upwards of $1,500 in as little as 3 months. When you understand what and I'm just using this because it's a very good example, but when you guys look at, if somebody's able to make $1,500, $2,000, $5,000 in a matter of 3 months, I need to make sure that the price of my product is aligned with the transformation that I'm helping them provide. Is that making sense? So I always like to say that, like, I want to make sure that somebody can at least make back the full investment of what they spend with me by the time they're done working with me. So am I able to help somebody make $2,000 in a matter of 3 months? If the answer is yes, I know my price is aligned with the result that I'm able to help them get. And we'll talk a lot more about this in the course, but this is something that's really important. Outside of just price alignment, there's a bunch of other key factors that matter. First and foremost is a lot of these deal with you, right? Well, we'll deal with the customer. So there needs to be alignment with the customer and the result that you're providing, but there also needs to be what I like to call price perception. Many of you right now are having a tough time selling because your stuff is underpriced. I'm going to say that again. Some of you guys are not earning the money that you need to make right now because the type of transformation that you are helping and providing a client, you are pricing it too low for that client to take you seriously. So imagine here that maybe you have a daughter, right? And let's say your daughter needed brain surgery. I'm just using this as an example because I think we all can relate. Let's say you have a loved one and they need brain surgery, right? When you go and realize that, oh my gosh, this loved one, my daughter needs brain surgery, I need to find an expert who can do surgery on her. Are you going to go hire the cheapest person? Probably not. Are you going to go down the street and run in a back alley and go hire Joe Schmo, who ain't never had a medical degree, he ain't got no type of accreditation, but he cheap, to give your loved one brain surgery? Hell no. I'm going to research the top surgeon in my state who has the most accreditation, he has the best results, he might be the most, or she might be the most expensive person, but I will figure out a way because my baby deserves the best. So think about that for your service and what transformation you're providing. Are you underpricing your product based off the transformation that you're providing to somebody and the value that they see with it? Right? If this is a life or death situation, you're not going to hire the cheapest person to do it? No. So many of you guys are offering a life-changing transformation through the service that you provide, but you're having a tough time attracting your ideal clients because your price perception is way off. You have a low ball prices that show that you are not confident in the service that you provide, which is deterring your ideal clients from even wanting to work with you because they can see that, oh, she don't even value herself. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm straight. She charging how much to change this in my life? Girl, bye. It can't be real. She charged, it's not enough. So this is so important for you. And a lot of us struggle with this. And this moves into the third point here, which is all about your money mindset. Many of us, this is the key. Money mindset is huge, and we talk a lot about this in the second module here, because if we have a tough time believing in ourselves to speak with confidence to communicate our prices to our clients. We struggle with that. And because we struggle with that, we will attract individuals who have a lack mindset, or we will project our limiting beliefs around money and price onto our clients, which that ain't their business. That's your issue, not theirs. Don't project your limiting beliefs around money and around what's possible on somebody else. And we have to learn what money mindset and what limiting beliefs that we currently have to make sure that we're not projecting that on somebody else. Okay? And then the last piece here is actually, if you guys have read the book Profit First, it's a really, really, really good book. I actually referenced it in Services That Sell because I think it's so important. Many of us are building a business and that might be earning money, but it's not actually earning profit. And what I mean by that is some of y'all out there who are selling have no idea how much you've made, have not put any money away for taxes, have not accounted for business expenses, have not paid yourself. That is a problem. You're basically funding an expensive hobby. We don't do that around here. We don't do that at Hawk headquarters. My clients don't do that here at Hawk headquarters. If you are a part of the Hawk hustle and you are on Team Hawk, I will teach you and show you to make sure that you are not only paying yourself, but that you are preparing for all of the responsibilities that come with building a business, and that you are also making sure that you are earning a profit in your business, okay? And this is, again, I did not make up the Profit First method. A guy, Mike, I cannot remember his last name, but I reference it all the time, and it's something I make sure to introduce my clients to. This is something a lot of business coaches don't do. They'll teach you how to make money, but they will not teach you how to keep your money, right? They're not teaching you financial acumen. And this is something I learned from corporate America, being an engineer, managing $400 and $500 million pipeline projects. Financial acumen is critical, and is the #1 reason why most businesses fail. They don't understand their money. So we make sure to introduce you to that at the beginning stages of while you're in your business, to make sure to set you up for success long term. Because your wins are my wins. My mission in life is to help, basically create more rich women, particularly women of color, but I'm down for anybody. That's my personal mission. I want to help more people achieve that executive level status and really earn income that aligns with the dream lifestyle they want to have. So I'm going to make sure to set you up for success, because your wins are my wins, and I'm trying to ball out. Okay? We trying to ball out. Okay? Go-getters in Greece twerking something on an island. I'm just trying to do that with y'all. Are y'all in? Y'all trying to go to Greece? Y'all trying to boss up and get this money? Okay? Okay, we're going to move on to step 3. So after your price, we move into step 3, which is all about positioning. And as you guys can see, these things are really building upon one another, okay? These things really build upon one another. So once you have your packages down, you know what you're selling, who you're selling, the process that you're taking a client through. Once we work through some of the price issues, making sure that your price is aligned, that it's adequately, get the right perception about your offer, that you understand your money mindset and making sure that you're not projecting that on your existing clients. You need to start figuring out, how are you actually positioning your offer? And this is really, really important. A lot of people get stuck here and never actually make it beyond this point, mainly because they don't know. They're like, well, there's too many business coaches out here. I can't actually do this. Or there's too many fashion bloggers out here. I can't make any money doing this. Or there's too many accountants, or there's too many of this. And it's all about how you position your offer. So this is really like, what is your competitive advantage? And we all have one. I know we mentioned this about Dejanay earlier, because she's one of our amazing goal-getters that was a bit fearless and signed up for a challenge. She does web design and branding. That means nothing. She sounds like every other brand designer and web designer out there. But we figured out, what is her competitive advantage and what was the unique value, right, that she brought to the table. And it was that she helps older individuals who are on the brink of retirement build a website because these people are on the verge of retirement. They want to start a side hustle while they have maybe 3 to 5 years left of retirement. And she has mastered how to make websites for them. Basically, people who already have an area of expertise, and they want to go out and start speaking to earn extra income when they retire. That was her unique advantage. That was her unique positioning. All of us here have an opportunity for us to figure out what our unique positioning is. And this is through the process of this 3 steps here helps you develop what your signature service is, right? This is the thing you're known for, the thing that differentiates you from everybody else. It is the thing that gives you a competitive advantage, the thing that communicates your unique value and attracts the right people. This is huge here. But after you've determined your competitive advantage and really what your unique value is, you need to figure out what are the core objections your pop method person has. Because it's our job, it's our responsibility as business owners is to help people work through those objections and to create content that helps people overcome those objections around what they have to sell for us. This is all about positioning here. And then finally, in your positioning, I know many of, like Linda, for example, Linda is such an amazing, like Linda is like the best. Linda's actually my mentor. And it's so cool to be able to like mentor her. And it's like this reverse cycle type of thing. But Linda was a career coach, basically, when we first started. And over some time of working together, Linda's been able to determine that like she's not just a career coach and help people advance in their career. She specifically focuses on executive presence, right? So if you are in the corporate environment and you want to prepare yourself and develop your executive presence, regardless of where you're at in your organization, so you can be ready for the C-suite, that's Linda's unique positioning. And when you get that crystal clear, she's able to truly understand the objections that clients and potential people have, and she's able to work through that and help them grow beyond that through her content. And Linda's been crushing it. So like this is key. Now, you know how I mentioned earlier, the perfectionists, the analysis paralysis people, the people who get stuck in creating content behind closed doors and planning on planning on planning. Let me just tweak this one thing one more time. Let me just keep, revising this one more time. Most people get stuck right here. You guys get stuck here. Even if you make it this far, this is where most people get stuck. Why? Because they never, ever hop this hurdle and actually get to the step of making a profit. My drawing is a little off, but y'all following me here. I gotta have space to write. Most people get stuck here because they never find the confidence to communicate the value of what they've been building, to make the invitation to help somebody experience a transformation. And let me know how many of y'all are stuck right here or stuck somewhere in the first 3 steps. Most people get stuck in here and they never get over this first hurdle. And the reason why, at least from what I've known to be true, or even what was tough for me at the beginning, is because it's like, how do I know this is good enough? How do I know, like, what are people going to think of me? All that stuff is ego. All that stuff is us. Because it's hard for us to confidently communicate and put ourselves out there when we are not confident about the service that we're providing in the first place. Ooh. I'm going to let that sit there. It's hard for us to confidently communicate and put ourselves out there when we are not 100% committed to the service that we're even providing. And many of you, myself included at one point in my business, I was not confident in the thing that I was trying to go sell because I hadn't worked these things out. I was just kind of making shit up. Like, yeah, I think I can sell this. And I guess it'll be $500. I hope that I can just get maybe 2 people to sign up. And when I go out there and talk about it, I don't even really know what to say because I don't even know what the hell I'm selling. I don't know what I'm selling. And that's because I didn't do my due diligence in actually going through, what I now know to be the POP method, making sure that my price is aligned, understanding the objections and my unique advantage in the marketplace so that I could communicate my offer with confidence. And then even getting over that hurdle of communicating. I'm going to write that down because I think it's important. Communicating with confidence. When I got introduced to this online world, I'm like, I don't even know how to sell this stuff. People out here doing these fancy launches, got $10,000 sales pages, doing these. I'm like, I don't even know how to set up the software to go to even do a webinar. I don't really even know what a webinar fully even is. They're doing all this sophisticated mumbo jumbo stuff. I'm like, I ain't about to do all that. And I'm working my 9 to 5. Please tell me when. Please, how, Sway? How, Sway? Can you make this shit make sense, Sway? I'm just trying to understand, Sway. And I struggled. And then that's what birthed what I like to call the lean launch. And this is what we talk about all in stage 4 of the course. And we talked about this a couple days ago. I just needed, what is the simplest way? What is the simplest way for me to go figure out if this thing that I just created is actually going to sell and make some money? Simplest way. No bells and whistles. I'm not, I can put together a site, but I don't know how to write no full sales page yet. I don't know nothing about no email sequences. I'm struggling trying to create and figure out what this webinar deck is. I ain't got the money to buy all this software to support all this advanced fancy stuff. What is the simplest way? We talked about this earlier, but it was a 1, 2, 3 step of the lean launch. Facebook Live, call to action, have a real conversation with somebody, collect their credit card payment over the phone and close them. Simple. It's less than $50 worth of software, and you can really get away with getting pretty much everything for free if you really on the struggle bus. But we talk about that in stage 4 is how do you lean launch? How do you actually just learn what your sales process is? So once you nail that down and actually start making money, you can invest the time and energy in more of those advanced strategies so you can leverage bigger type of launch strategies. But when you're just getting started or just trying to earn your first few bits of money, or even if you're further along, like I didn't start doing more advanced strategies in my business. I still use the lean launch for my high ticket sales, right? I still use my lean launch in my high ticket sales. So for my packages that are over $10,000, Jay does a lean launch. That's the thing that works. It's proven and tested. It's what corporations use. Fortune 500 companies, they may not do no Facebook Live. They go in person, meet somebody in person, schedule a call, have a call, then convert them. It's the traditional way of running business. After we learn the lean launch, and then here it's really about how do you focus on serving over selling. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this in the next segment when we talk about mindset, because that's a huge one. And even in the lean launch, understanding the process is one thing, but how do you actually master the enrollment call process? Because that's huge. How do you master the enrollment call process? So getting somebody on a phone call is one thing, but how are you adequately qualifying that lead before you get them on a call? And once you get them on a call, to make sure you're not wasting time, how do you actually learn a sales structure to have a conversation to actually get and guide them to the yes, without it being like, hey girl, yeah, you scheduled this call, that's cute or whatever. So you trying to buy my package or no? That ain't gonna work out. And I know somebody has told me before they canceled their sales calls because they didn't know what the hell to say on the call. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, good Lord. So that's what we teach. The lean launch process is really how do you attract your clients and do that strategically? How do you convert them? Basically, how do you really master the enrollment call process, really understand the sales structure around that? And then from there, how do you actually deliver that service and create more of a predictable profit, okay? So this is how you sell your signature service. This is how it happens in these 4 simple steps. And I know, again, a lot of you guys get stuck here, mainly because you don't have confidence in these things. And when you have confidence, you still may be a little worried or a little nervous because you're putting yourself out there, maybe like you haven't put yourself out there before. But the biggest thing there is like you have support. Sometimes we need that support. Sometimes we need that encouragement. Sometimes we need to know that we're not the only ones out there, like putting ourselves out there in a bigger capacity. We need that community, and that's really what services that sells provide. You know, I'm in there. All the past alumni are in the group. There's new members that are going to be joining. We actually have dedicated team from Team Hawk. We have dedicated team members that are specifically hired to support, because that support, doing all this is great, but going through that journey of building a business it's tough. And it can feel lonely sometimes. And many of us in our real life don't have family or friends that get this online space. And a lot of times they look at us like we're crazy. We just see somebody say, like, girl, you good? Keep going. You all right? I see you. I know they might not understand, but because you got to remember, we're going to talk about this later. Y'all know the giraffe and turtle reference. Some of y'all know talking to turtles. Baby boo, you a giraffe, okay? So this is really how do you actually sell your services. It's in these 4 steps here. Is this making sense for everybody? I want to make sure everybody's good on that. Okay. I had to catch a quick water break. So after this, I want to talk about the 2 biggest mindsets that you have to master in order to sell your services effectively. And this is really, really big. Okay. These are the 2 mindsets you need to master. Step 1. Okay, you guys ready for this? Perfect sense, makes sense. Good. I'm glad you guys are connecting. Hopefully some light bulb moments are going off. I'm really excited. So the biggest 2 mindsets that you need to first understand that exist in business and that you need to learn how to master both is, 1 is serving and 1 is selling. Okay, serve and sell. Let me write that just to sell. Many of you are absolutely amazing at providing a service for somebody else. You're great at working in your zone of genius. You're great at actually delivering the service, doing the work, helping the client get the results, helping them make the transformation. You're like, I know I'm sitting on a gold mine right now, but I don't know how to get people in so I can actually serve them. Mainly, why you struggle there is you have not mastered the second mindset of selling. When you are building a business, serving here is actually like just delivering the results. Right? This is you showing up in your genius, providing somebody with a service, having a great client experience, giving them whatever it is that you know you're great at. You know, maybe you're doing a content strategy for somebody. Let me guys know, what is your zone of genius? What result do you help your clients deliver? What result do you deliver for your clients? I mean, maybe you're teaching people how to, I know, Venus, she teaches parents how to actually like hire their teachers and evaluate their teachers for their students. For their kids. I know Linda, she helps corporate professionals develop that executive presence. Jennifer, she's great at helping people go through like, I don't want to say tax. I know she does taxes, but helping people with their taxes. Jasmine said customer relationship management. I know Joanna, who's on my team, she's great at community engagement. Janet, who's on my team, she's like my right-hand woman. She handles all things like assistance and helps me like from an operational perspective. Like whatever your zone of genius is that you provide, Kristen helps clients with productivity and processes. Janae helps people budget, save consistently. Brittany, how to live a plant-based lifestyle. I love this. Marissa, how to budget consciously for home interior design solutions. Oh, Marissa, I think I might need your services. So all of these things. Michaela does building a successful essential oils business globally. Ola says teaching women how to discover the type of client they truly want. So helping people with ideal client discovery. You guys all know how to provide the service. But if you don't know how to sell the damn thing, you're never going to get to a position where you can serve. And many of us, because we struggle with selling, we struggle with marketing, we struggle with attracting our ideal client. Some of us will say, well, since I can't attract, let me just go give it away. Let me volunteer my services. Let me discount my rate so I can get in my zone that makes me so happy to serve. Let me know. Has anybody ever said that before? Jennifer, what else do you do besides taxes? I don't know why taxes is the only thing coming to my mind right now. And I know you do more than that. But like you guys you guys are so good at delivering the results. Sometimes you struggle with being able to put on your marketing hat and actually sell the thing. And then, like I said, you'll discount your prices, you'll reduce your rates, you'll give away for free, you'll volunteer like nobody's business because you want to stand in your zone. But being a business owner, you have to master both hats. Not only how to serve, but also you need to know how to sell. You need to know how to market and actually attract your ideal client. You need to know how to close the sale. You need to know how to actually make the invitation. Right? How do you actually make the invitation? How do you attract the clients, build a community, and convert the right people? These are the two biggest mindsets that you have to like constantly juggle between as a business owner. Because those first 4 steps in services that sell helps you master this, right? We just talked about those first 4 steps to go from packages, prices, positioning, and profit. That's really the cycle that many of you guys are missing. How do I actually make the invitation and sell my service? Right? Many of you know how to serve them, but you don't know how to sell what you serve. So this is a huge gap that many of us are struggling with or have not perfected, because either you don't know what to do at all, or maybe you're making money, but it feels too much like a hustle. It feels too much like a strain. You want to get better at actually perfecting this cycle so you can sell more consistently and with more ease. So it doesn't even really matter where you're at in your business. Like this always comes up. So is this making sense? These are 2 biggest mindset hurdles that many of us struggle with. And the biggest thing here that we need to always remember when you are in the process of selling is you always want to approach the sale, not from a sleazy standpoint, but you always want to make sure that you're serving over selling, right? Like some people will come to me saying, well, Jay, I'm a product-based business. I want to sell hair extensions. I want to sell women's clothing. I want to sell workbooks. And I will let them know I could sell them and say, yeah, I can do that for you. I can sell that all day because I know how to sell really, really well, but I'm not serving that client. Why? Because physical-based products are not my zone of genius. So even though I can do it, I make sure that I am serving that client over selling them and will tell them, no, I can't support you. Let me refer and recommend you to somebody else. Because you want to make sure as a business owner that you are delivering the promise that is on your sales page or that is on your phone call conversation. Period. It is always about serving over selling. Right? It's always about that. So you need to know what your zone of genius is and really what your signature offer is and where you stand. Understand who you want to work with, who you don't want to work with, what type of work you want to do, but more importantly, what type of work you don't want to do, to make sure that you can show up in the best way possible in all of your zone of genius to serve that client adequately, not just sell them. Okay, is this making sense? I know I've been in that situation numerous times. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm like, I could not remember all of what you did. I know you did a lot. IRS audits, helping people resolve issues with wage garnishments. So I want to answer some quick questions really quickly before I give you guys this invitation on like, how do you actually get the services that sell program? What's the next best step for you? I know somebody said here, Ataya, I think my issue is that I have a servant heart, so I actually enjoy serving part maybe too much. I say most of my audience does. The vast majority of the people I work with are mission-based. They know they've been given a God-given gift. They know they've been anointed with something, and they are like, they want to serve and support people. But one thing you guys have to remember, you can have a heart of gold and a heart to serve, but you're also building a business. So you have to understand you're not building a nonprofit. And if you are building a business, that means it's for profit, meaning that you need to earn money. And like we talked about yesterday, the best way to serve a client is by actually charging them. Because if you keep doing work for free, you're going to resent the work that you do eventually, right? Like after a while, you can be like, bump that, I'm doing too much work and I'm not getting compensated for this. So then you don't end up showing up in your true greatness or in your true like gift of service. And then they may not be valuing the service enough to actually get, like, how many of y'all have worked with clients and they're like, she's not showing up for the call, she's not doing the work, like they're not putting in like what needs to be put in, like I'm giving them everything and they're not showing up. How many of you guys have been there before? I know I have. Why did that happen? That person did not make a big enough energetic exchange through the form of money. They did not commit enough to show up to do what was required to get the result. So the best way for you to serve somebody is to actually have them pay, make the invitation to have that exchange so they can be fully committed, so you can be fully committed, so you guys can get the best result possible for both parties involved. That's a huge mindset shift. People pay attention to what they pay for, period. Makes total sense. Good stuff. So like I did mention to you guys before, I am going to be sending out an invitation to anybody here that wants to take this all a step further, because this workshop that we've been doing over the past 3 days is just the beginning. It really is just the beginning. We've talked through what's required of you, but we have not dived into like, how do you actually do all of these things? And I am rolling out the Services That Sell program. It's open and available for you guys right now. I'm not sure if anybody on my team is still on live, but if you guys can put in the URL in the comments, I would love you dearly for it. So if you visit servicesthatsell.com, you guys will be taken to a sales page that introduces you to the Services That Sell course. And this is really, again, it's a 12-week program that walks you through everything that we talked today, and really all the things that we've been talking about over the past few days. The Services That Sell course is an 8-week proven process that teaches you how to build a 5-figure business and really beyond that. We've had numerous clients go through and be able to make significant strides in their business because of it. If you guys check out we have a lot of the clients here who are on live who've been able to go from earning no money to making $5,500 in 3 months, to making their first $1,200, $3,000. This is the same process that I teach my mastermind students who've been able to go from making $4,000 to $16,000 to $25,000 in a month. And this is really an opportunity for you guys to do the same and to really start putting the pieces together of your puzzle so you can start building your business. Like, I know that you want to make consistent income selling your services. Like, it's simple. Like, you want consistent income so you can really count on using your skills and talents and gifts. And again, it is simple. This process is 4 steps to really walk you through with no bells, no whistles, no bait and switch, no, like, I'm not going to finesse you once you get inside. That walks you through the process of selling and creating your signature service and learning how to actually position it and sell it in a way that allows you to make consistent income. Okay, so this, we do have a special bonus that will be expiring in the next 24 hours. So I do want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. Thank you, Shakitha. Girl, I knew that my clients who are in this program have been getting amazing results. I knew that I had to up-level the branding and the visual presentation for you guys because you guys deserved it. But we do have a very special 24-hour fast action bonus that will be gone tomorrow at midnight. And this is really all about how to actually transition from being an employee to an entrepreneur. We talked about this a bit yesterday as a CEO code switch. So if you buy in the next 24 hours or enroll in the program in the next 24 hours, you're going to get that Gogetter bonus. And this is only available to people who enroll in the first 24 hours. But that walks you through learning how to nail down your marketing and communicate your offer and actually sell your signature service is just the first step. It's a key component of a thriving business. But to really take it to the greatest heights, there's something else that's absolutely essential. And that's what most people don't talk about. It's really how to actually transition from being an employee inside of your business to being the executive that's running the show. And we talked a lot about this yesterday, but the CEO code switch walks you through how to do that effectively. And it has everything you need to really make that shift and flip the switch from working in your business to working on your business and really strengthening your skill set on being a better CEO, really making that mental transformation to that CEO status, because you are the boss. And many of us haven't figured out how to be an effective boss just yet. So that is a special bonus that will be expiring in the next 24 hours. But like we talked about, the first 4 modules of the Services That Sell program walks you through the packages, the pricing, the positioning, and the profit, what we walked through today. And you get a full 8 weeks in the program. There's going to be video on demand training. We do have a private Facebook community that's just for our members. There will be bi-weekly live Q&A expert coaching calls. And again, you have lifetime access to the Services That Sell program, plus any future updates that we make. So people who've been rolling with me since Launch Your Hustle, which was a while ago, they've been able to get every new iteration of this program for free. And the beauty of this is I'm constantly making sure that I'm improving and trying to simplify the process the best way I know how to help you get results faster and easier. So at the end of every cycle, I'm always asking for feedback from my students and taking their feedback and incorporating that to make the program better. So that's something that we do. You get lifetime access to the course content, but you get access to the community and the live coaching and the live support for the 8 weeks of the course. And then we're also bonusing you an additional 4 weeks. So in a total of 3 months in the program with live community and live support, but lifetime access to the course content, okay? There are a couple other bonuses as well. So outside of actually getting you to the yes, we talked about those first 4 stages in the sales cycle. A lot of people, in the course, we talk about how to actually have the enrollment call, meaning, okay, once I get somebody on the phone call, what do I do? But many of you don't know what to do. Okay, what if they don't say yes on the first call? How do I follow up with them and actually still guide them to a yes if they need more than one enrollment call to close them? So there's a bonus in the course called the Sales Call Follow-Up Formula. And this is really all about helping you learn the right way how to get your lead back on track so you can secure the bag if they don't enroll on the very first call. And the second bonus that we have available to you guys is the Relaunch Like a Pro, the Metric Mastery. And we talked a lot about this yesterday as well earlier in this workshop, is understanding what are the metrics that you need to master when you are going through the lean launch. But then from there, how do you evaluate your metrics in a way that positions you to relaunch effectively? So you know exactly where you need to pay attention, exactly where you need to focus, so you can actually relaunch the best way possible so you can start, because sometimes launches, they flop. Nobody signs up. And many people will be burnt out to say, I don't ever want to launch again, but it's just because they don't know what they did wrong to know how to improve. So we do have that as a bonus module in here for you as well. And then we have one more bonus. There's so many goodies. I have an incentive-based bonus, mainly because I love to reward individuals who take action. And after the first 4 steps of the sales system, getting you to actually getting the yes, many of us don't know what to do after the yes, meaning how do we actually serve the client, support the client, sustain that client, and actually scale our business. So for anybody who enrolls in Services That Sell, and you actually do a lean launch during the 3 months that we're together, you will unlock the service sustainability bonus. So it's a huge incentive for you. If you actually go through the course content, do the work, do your first launch in the lean launch. Again, it's super simple. Facebook Live to enrollment call to close. If you just go through the process of what we teach, you will unlock the service sustainability bonus. And this training bundle will guide you on what to do after you get those yeses. So the lessons and methods on how to actually create an amazing client experience, how to develop business boundaries as a CEO, understand what your preferences are, how to create policies around that, how to deliver consistent client results and help them keep coming back over and over again. So that's an exclusive bonus if you actually complete the course content. So this is really, really good stuff. There's over $14,000 worth of content that you guys are going to be getting. The course itself is it's 4 payments of $598, or you can do a one-time payment of $1998, okay? And we do have, there is a VIP option. We've never done this before. I know a lot of you have been messaging me saying, Jay, I want to work with you one-on-one, or I'm not ready to join your mastermind group yet, but I want to do something more intimate. I want more hands-on feedback. I want your eyes on my business, getting real-time results with other business owners who get it. And I am offering a VIP option this round where I'm going to be inviting you guys to an intimate 2-day in-person intensive workshop in Detroit. So this is going to be individualized support, customized attention to help you develop a business model that aligns with your revenue goals. And this is not a cookie cutter one-size-fits-all solution. So the Services That Sell program teaches you the process to get the yes, But in this 2-day VIP workshop, we're going to really build out your year-long strategy. Really make sure that, okay, now you're starting to get some traction. You know what you're selling. How do you create a true business model around that? We're going to have laser coaching available to answer any and all of your sales strategy questions, give you the opportunity to gain feedback and overcome any hurdles. And then there also will be a 3-year outlook, because this is important. Many of you guys are not building a business just to sustain you until tomorrow. You are looking to build a business that is going to be long-term. So we're going to be doing some 3-year outlook financial forecasting projections on how to set your business up long-term. And this is something my elite ladies love. We're actually doing a workshop on this like in next week. Is I have a 3-year rolling financial forecast for my business. I have a plan in place that's showing me how I'm going to get to 3.2 million in the next 3 years and what's required for me to get there. I'm going to teach you guys how to do that too. So if you want, there's a standard option which gives you the course, which there's still so much value in that alone. But if you really want to take it up a notch and work with me more intimately, meet me in person, meet some other dope ass business owners, get that intimate support, laser coaching, hot seats, and you want to come to my hometown, Detroit, and y'all already know I love them full glass windows. Our event spaces, just know we gonna be on the water, baby. It's gonna be lavish. There is a VIP option for you. So I want to answer any questions that you guys might initially have. Again, you guys can pull up the sales page, servicesthatsell.com, and enroll. That CEO code switch bonus does expire in the next 24 hours. So either hop on that or lose it. And then enrollment will be open until May 4th. Okay. So you guys have until next Friday to decide whether or not you want to be in. So let me answer any questions. Tammy said, is this automated? It is not. We drip the content out primarily because we've noticed that that's the best way to help clients get results. A lot of clients have said, because we have done it in the past where everybody got everything at once and it was a bit overwhelming for our students. So we drip the content out. So basically how we have the content set up, there's 4 modules over 8 weeks. So you'll get a new module on a Wednesday. Then you'll have a week to learn the content and actually implement the content. Meaning you have a week to actually watch the modules, go through the workbooks. After the first week, we're going to have our Q&A coaching call. So now that you've had a week to actually learn the content, you'll get on a coaching call, ask any questions that you have that you might be struggling with, and then you have another week to actually go execute and take action on it. So you have a full 2 weeks per module. And I know that this is something that, again, clients have said, and that many of you guys are still working your 9 to 5 or juggling under other priorities. So it's like people were saying, I'm feeling behind. I'm too far behind in the content. I don't even know what to do anymore. So we've spread it out and simplified it. So you have a week to learn the content and then you have a week to take action. And in between, you have a laser coaching call with me, which we're going to have group coaching calls to help you actually answer any questions you have about the content before you have to go execute on it. So this is really prepping and priming you for the most successful situation that you can be in. So great question there, Tammy. When you do sign up for the course right now, though, you do get immediate access. And that walks you through the pre-work content. And the pre-work content is really helping you determine what your aim is for the program and really just understanding where your starting point is. So you'll still have, if you enroll now, you'll be able to dive in and get started. And then we have our welcome party in the next week or so. Really good question. Sharon said, I have many potential clients. It's about money for them. Money meaning not having the money for the products. Sharon, when you have clients saying, I don't have the money, I love you, but I don't have the money to pay, it's never really about the money. It probably means that you have not communicated your value in a way to help them understand. Because like for some of you guys now, and I know people have already said this to me before the sales page even went up. They're like, Jay, I don't have money to buy this. I already know your prices aren't cheap. What do I do if I don't have the money? And I want to walk you guys through this, okay? Because this is really important. If you have clients telling you I don't have the money to do this, it's never really about the money. They always want free samples. I think I spoiled them because I like to give my samples first. Shannon, that's another huge thing. That goes back into that perception that we talked about. If you're constantly giving free, you are conditioning your audience to expect free from you. And they now no longer are looking at you on the same pedestal. So if you guys walk into Louis Vuitton, you know not to ask for no coupons. You know not to ask for no discount. Why? Because they don't offer it. That is a business policy. Like, then Louis Vuitton ain't offering no discounts on their handbags. Like, the bag is $1,500. You buying it or not? But they have created, because of how they've positioned their brand, they have created most of us, one thing, again, you have to understand is people are very irrational buyers. People are very irrational buyers. So you have, you need to make sure that you're communicating the value of what you offer and setting the perception of what they're going to be getting to help them understand the ROI. Thank you, Loa. The one thing I want you guys to understand is sometimes we're not doing a good enough job. Exactly, Tam, but people pay for what they value. So I know people will say, Jay, I can't afford $2,000 for the course. And I know that there's people who've told me that, who have been watching me for over a year and a half, saying they want to build a business. And a year and a half ago, they weren't making any money. And a year and a half later today, they're still not making any money. You can choose to be on the struggle bus forever, or you can choose to do something different. And I just want to walk through this example because I think it's really telling. I know we talked about this earlier this week. Like, if you're in the position where I don't know if I have the monies, stop thinking like a hustler and start thinking like an entrepreneur. Think about the long-term return on your investment that is potentially possible for you, okay? So I want to go through one example, and then Marissa, I'm going to answer your question, and Jasmine, you had a great question too. So people are saying, like, if I am making no, and this is a really, actually, Marissa, this is going to answer your question. If you're right now in your business making $0, right? The vast majority of people that join services that sell are not making any money yet. If you go look on my praise page on my website, let me type that in real quick. If you go look on the praise page and look at some of my client stories and testimonials, you will see what they were making, how much they were making a month before they worked with me, and how much they were making after. The vast majority of them were not making any money when they enrolled. But within 3 months, going through the course, they were making anywhere from $1,000 to $5,500 on average per month. In 3 months. That is like 1,000 to 5,000% increase. Please tell me what stock you can buy that has that type of ROI. So when you guys are thinking about, even Marissa, the position you might be in, what if you don't actually have sales yet? Help me I want to ask the question and kind of rephrase it. Is it worth spending $2,000 now to learn how to sell a $2,000 package? Because signature services, one thing that we're going to be working on here is how can all of you be selling a service that is at least $1,000 per person, at least $1,000 per package. So let's just say, again, this course here is $2,000 to enroll in services that sell, right? This is the upfront investment that is required. How many clients do you need to get to make $2,000? I know many of you guys were saying that your packages, from what I can remember in the group, anywhere from like $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. But let's say you have a $1,000 package. You only need to get 2 people to say yes to make back the full investment of the course. And this course is one that keeps on giving. Once you go through the course content and learn the course content, it's not like it stops. You're able to keep implementing the process, rinsing and repeating the process to continue to increase your income. And does this make sense? So if you're at a point in your business right now and you're just getting started, I think this is actually the best place for you to be in, because the clients of mine who were making no money, and they started here with me, they were able to grow their business rapidly. Like, they were able to grow their business rapidly. And it's like, the thing about buying and investing in education, it's either you can try to do it alone, spend the time downloading all the freebies, watching all the free webinars, listening to all the podcasts. None of those things are actually going to give you a step-by-step process to follow. Then now you're trying to piece all those things together and figure out what you're supposed to be doing. But most of you guys end up completely overwhelmed because you're just overwhelmed with all of this free content. You don't even know what to do with it. You don't know what you're supposed to focus on first, that you end up in a cycle of being busy but never actually getting anywhere. So I think that's important for you to understand is like, you're either going to spend time or you're going to spend money getting to where you're trying to go. And you get to choose what that's going to be. This process, this course will give you a fast track. It really will shorten the time it takes for you to start to see results if you show up and do the work. Because the process is already proven. Like, this is literally the process I follow to build my business. Like, guys, I quit my job in July. Like, it hasn't even been a full year yet because of this process. Other clients, and you guys can see their results, have been able to do very similar things, you know, make $1,000, $5,000. Like, you know, some of my clients have legit making $25,000 a month off of what we taught by creating a signature offer. So I think that's really important for you guys to understand. But if you guys are having clients saying, well, your money, I don't want to pay, it's because your package and your service is not probably articulated well enough to communicate the value of what you offer. And it's not positioned in a way to help them understand the perception of the value that you bring to actually want to pay for whatever it is you're putting out there. So if you're struggling with that, that's something we're going to dive deep on. One, you probably need to do a better job perfecting your package, but then also figuring out how to actually position it adequately. So let me know if that clears up for you, Sharon. Marissa said, I want to know if I'm ready for this course yet or not. And that's a really, really good question. Many of us, the biggest hurdle that we will have with taking the next step is actually believing that we are able and capable to do the work required to get the result. And I think that's a huge thing. So I think the biggest differentiator here to know whether or not this is for you, and then we're going to talk about this a little bit more throughout the next few weeks, without the next week. But one, do you know that you want to sell services online? Yes or no? If you're kind of in this limbo state where it's like, Jay, I want to sell hair extensions, or I want to sell physical products, I want to build a brick and mortar, this is not for you. You know, this program is specifically designed for people who want to sell services and who want to leverage the internet to get new clients. You know, I understand the value of networking, being in person. I understand the value of doing paid advertising and all of those things. But this is really the foundation, I believe, for building a business, and really a process that you can follow with very low startup costs to get the ball rolling and earning income. So I guess, Marissa, help me understand kind of where you're at. She said, will you help me rework my package costs? Absolutely. That's what all of module 2 is about. So module 2, some people will say, like, Jay, I don't know what my signature service should be. Completely fine. That's the first step we take in the program, is figuring out what your signature service should be. Jay, I struggle with pricing. I don't know where I should be at. Completely okay. You're going to learn how to do that in step 2, all about pricing and how to price with purpose. Not just picking a number out of thin air and like sticking with it. That's right. LaShayla said, I've struggled with actually putting myself out there, what I've been working on. That's all what step 3 and step 4 is about. How do you actually position it, learn how to communicate it, and then actually go launch it? So all the things that you guys are saying you struggle with, the most important thing I want you guys to understand and hear me clear on is you do not need to figure these things out before you take the next step. Taking the next step is the thing that's going to teach you how to do these things effectively, so it's not some guessing game. Like, all the things that you guys are saying you're struggling with is completely okay, because that's what we teach in the program. So you're actually in a very perfect position to be in if you need help with these things. The solution is inside of services that sell. Let me see what the next question was. Latrice said that was my same issue. Okay, I completely got to hear you guys at. Should we join this if we haven't developed any of our content yet or have no following? So the beauty of this too, Jasmine, is you do not need to have a large following. And I know you guys saw Linda earlier on here. Linda, I'm going to share a little bit of your tea. Linda has less than 20 people on her email list. I'm not sure if Linda's still on live. Linda has less than 20 people on her email list. Linda is about to close a $9,000 client in the next week or so. I'm just speaking that into existence. I know we talked about it. I don't know if you've closed her yet. But Linda has made thousands of dollars in her business with less than 20 people on her email list. And Linda also works a 9-to-5, a very demanding 9-to-5, has a family, has a husband that, you know, she's active with. She has a dog. Like, 20 people on her email list. the beauty of, I think, of how I approach business and how I teach my clients to approach business is not to focus on the vanity metrics. Building an audience and building a community is important, but it is not like, I'd much rather you build an audience of 20 people who are all paying you $1,000 each than building an audience of 200 people and nobody buys, right? Like, so many of us are caught up on how many Facebook likes do I have? How many video views am I getting? Who gives a damn if none of them are actually converting? Who gives a damn if all those people, but none of them are actually paying? So I think, Jasmine, the boat that you're in is, because we all start with no audience. I started with no audience. Linda started with no audience. All of my clients started with no audience. But when you're able to actually package and create a signature service and really immediately establish out of the gate, you start to attract the right people quicker, sooner, who are actually willing to pay. Because I made my first few $1,000s online without having a website, just doing Facebook Live videos, getting them on an enrollment call and closing them. It's not about having a huge audience, okay? Like, even now, I still don't have a big audience. Like, most people in the online world who are making over $100,000 a year have audiences of 10,000 people plus. At easily. Jerisha Hawk has just over 2,000 people on my email list. And I've been able to make over $200,000 in my business. So I think that that's something that's important to think about. It's not about having big numbers. It's about qualifying leads and having more, having a higher quality of people that you're attracting and building so you can convert at a higher rate. Does that make sense, Jasmine? Marissa, we answered that question. LaShayla, we answered your question. Crystal said we've been on here for over an hour. There's been so much value. I love talking to you guys. Jasmine, that makes sense. Tammy said my biggest hurdle is fear. Most of us fear failing. Tammy, thank you for saying that. I posted this quote on my Instagram story today, and I want to share it with you guys because I think it's really, really powerful. Like, really, really powerful. And I posted this quote by Les Brown. She said, "Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears." I'm going to say that again. Too many of us are living our dreams because we are living our fears. And I think something that's important for us is understand, pick your hard. Pick what you fear more. 3 months from now, 6 months from now, are you more afraid of taking this step and potentially changing your life? Or are you more afraid of 6 months from now, you being in the exact same position that you are in? Or worse, being in a worse position that you are in and regretting that you didn't take the next step? Pick your hard. Like, going through life, doing what you're doing right now is hard. Because if you're not living your dream, you're not living in your zone of genius, you're not living in your purpose, that shit is hard. Or is it more scary or more fearful to step into something that you don't know what's going to happen on the other end? But I think the beauty of that, Tammy, and for everybody here is, you guys, you're not doing it alone. You got this young thug supporting you every step of the way. Like, stepping out and doing something brand new is never easy. In fact, it can be scary as fuck. Like, every day I wake up realizing I don't have a job. I still am scared. Like, even though I love doing Facebook Lives, like, I was still scared when I went on live today before I got on. We feel the fear. But the thing is I name my emotions. So I call her Freak Out Franny. Okay, Fearful Franny, she pops up and she intertwines and says, "Jay, I don't know if you can do this." And I acknowledge that Fearful Franny is present, but I put her ass in the back seat and buckle her up, and I take control of my steering wheel. I'm the one driving the car, not Fearful Franny. And so we all have that fear. Like, I think we're human. We all experience it, but I think more so, especially if you guys are individuals who believe in a higher power, you have to step out on faith more than allowing fear to be the thing that's dictating your actions. And I know what it's like being like alone in this space. Not long ago, I was actually trying to manage everything on my own myself. But the biggest thing I learned in the past year is that it takes a tribe to succeed. And I've helped over 300 people grow and scale their businesses. And I promise to bring the same insane quality and value to you as well. And I'm going to help meet you where you're at and help you level up in a way you never imagined possible. You know, really building a business is about so much more than income. It's about impact. And if we allow our fears to stop us from ever actually putting ourselves out there, how many people are not actually benefiting from our unique gifts, right? And I'm really I'm here to help you do both, really amplify your impact as well as your income. So you're at a turning point right now. And it's like we talked about this earlier about how are you making decisions as a business owner? You know, this is a part of your story where you decide that saying yes to your dream is more important than the fear that you're currently feeling. Right? Like, trust yourself, trust your intuition, pray about this decision if that's something you need to do. I highly encourage it. I always ask God for permission before I pursue, but trust yourself. And if you don't totally trust yourself, know that you can trust me because I got you. Okay. Marissa said, will you help us with coming up with Facebook Live content? So the Facebook Live content that I focus on helping you create is associated with your lean launch. So you guys will learn in the lean launch, there's 8 core pieces of content that you need to master and communicate so you can launch effectively and actually like attract the right clients and convert them. So you will learn like what those core content topics are and how to structure your Facebook Lives to do your lean launch. And I know Shakitha mentioned my Fearless with Facebook course. That course is specifically designed on helping you do Facebook Lives generally, but we're definitely going to talk about the Facebook Live strategies associated with you doing your lean launch. So yes, you will learn how to create the content that matters most for you to actually launch and sell your services. LaShayla said I named my emotions too. I thought I was the only crazy one. Girl, we crazy together. She said, step it up, Sophia is right in here. Okay, step it up, Sophia. I like that. This is making a lot of sense. Living paycheck, Crystal said, living paycheck to paycheck, not able to take vacations, not able to take children outside of the United States, having to see what your budget permits sucks. And she said, jump on board. And it's so true. Like, I look at the lifestyle I have now, I never thought this was possible. Or I thought that I have to become a VP at the company that I was at, which would have taken like another 7 to 10 years to make the amount of money that I'm making now. I was able to do that in 7 to 10 months. Like, I'm just saying this stuff is possible. And all I'm doing through Services That Sell is giving you the process that I personally followed and the process that I've been able to teach my clients to help them start experiencing, income in their business and being able to grow and build their business through a signature service. Okay. So again, all you have to do is just visit servicesthatsell.com. There is a chat box on there. So if you have individual questions or need individual support, you can type it in that chat box. If you actually want to talk to a real human, well, those are real humans, either myself or my teammate, Janet, who's our catalyst of operations. Either one of us will be responding. But if you actually want to talk to like beyond just text, you want to talk, you can send me a private message and I can voice chat you back so we can talk through any issues you're currently having, okay? Jennifer said, naming the emotions reminds me of the people John Nash was seeing on Beautiful Minds. Marissa said, I'm so confident in you and instilling in us the tools and confidence we need. Like, that's my hope. Like, that's my purpose. Like, really being able to help clients win is the thing that brings me the most joy. Why? Because, I mean, being a Black female engineer, like, there was barely anybody who looked like me in my corporate environment. And then I look up that chain of command. Nobody looked like me sitting at the top. There were no women of color in the executive suite. And that used to piss me off. Because it's like, well, I know that we are capable. I know that we are amazingly talented individuals. Why are so few of us leading organizations? Why are so few of us building businesses that last beyond a year? Like Black women specifically are starting businesses at a quicker rate than any other demographic. However, we are failing at business faster and we are making less money than every other race and demographic out there. Fuck that. Rich women can change the world. And I know the heart of I'm not just talking to Black women. I think a lot of women of color, we have these hearts to serve in a capacity that is greater than what I've ever seen. And I'm half white, half Black. Okay, I'm biracial. But I'm just saying there is such a lack of representation of women of color who are winning and killing it. And I just want to be a part of moving that needle, of helping more women specifically get to those executive level roles, teaching those women that business, strategic, financial acumen to build their own. Because women especially, you leaning into these corporate environments and getting nowhere. Sheryl Sandberg told us to lean in. It's like, baby boo, I'm leaning in, but the opportunities are not available. I will go create my own opportunities. Y'all, I'm getting hot now. Jesus. I don't know if y'all can feel me, but that's my passion. Like, that's what drives me. That's why my business exists. I want to help more women achieve executive level status. And quite frankly, I want to help equip more women become rich and then wealthy. Because when you equip the woman, you equip the household. And I truly believe that we give birth to nations, okay? We literally give birth to all these other people out here running the show. We need to be having the power and the authority and the money to make a greater impact on the world. And I know that we already have big hearts. If we've got big checks, we can go make change faster. That's all I'm here to do. I'm here to help you guys do that. That is my purpose. That is my mission. So when y'all are winning, I am winning. The more I see you guys, I love helping my clients experience their first client, their first 4 figures, their first Facebook Live. I love popping y'all cherries. I just do. Because having those first moments and having them in an environment that is supportive, that celebrates you and that encourages you to go have that next first, it's unlike anything else. And I have been blessed to have the business besties and the mastermind group and the amazing women that have poured into me, that supported me on getting here. It's only right. And I know that God has anointed me with this gift. He has given me this platform with a reason that I do not take that responsibility lightly. I'm just out here legit. Your wins are my wins. I'm just trying to be out here winning. Okay. Zanika said, y'all, Jerisha is the truth. You will not get lost in her program. She pushes you into your zone of genius. Thank you. Saying no one of color is in my company's C-suite. Girl, there's less than 3% of women of color in anybody's C-suite. So sometimes we have to create our own seat by creating our own table, by creating our own business. I can't believe I just stumbled upon you. I prayed for guidance because it's so many experts out there, and here you are. Tammy, it's amazing how God works, isn't it? It's amazing how you pray for what you need and he puts it in front of you, and then we just have to make the choice to actually accept and receive what he's given us. Diane said, yes, I am more than capable. Equip the women, equip the house. We were created to produce. Absolutely. Absolutely. We multiply. When women, we multiply. So if you give a woman the right tools, she will multiply that exponentially. If you give a woman groceries, she makes dinner. If you give a woman a house, she turns it into a home. We are amazing individuals. Okay? I'm just trying to help teach women how to make more money so y'all can go multiply that, become rich, become wealthy, and change the world. Period. And it's not just about the money. I think this is something that I talk a lot about money because I think it's important when you're building a business. And I truly believe that if you have more money, you can solve problems quicker. But it all comes from a heart of service. It all comes from a heart of God-given purpose. Kimberly, I totally can. So I can go over what's included in the program for you guys one more time. So basically you get the complete services that sell system. That's a $19.98 value. Okay. I'm going to just go ahead and do this. So what you guys get in the program is you get the services that sell system that walks you through how to package your offer, how to price your offer, how to position it, and how to actually profit from it. So you learn the lean launch process that walks you through basically how do you actually sell your service, create the service, position the service, and actually sell the service, that process. You guys will get an additional 4 weeks of bonus support. So it's a total of 12 weeks that we will be together. There's Q&A coaching calls in addition to all the coaching and training. People who've been in my courses before, I will challenge you. I will really support you in guiding you to stepping in your zone of genius. It will be sometimes uncomfortable because I will call you out on your bullshit. I will say, no, you're not charging enough. I will call you out on your BS, but I will also create a container to support you as you are growing and evolving. Okay. You also will get the sales call follow-up formula, which is really, again, we teach how to actually have your first enrollment call in the course, but what do you do to follow up with a client if they don't say yes the first time? You also will get the relaunch like a pro metric mastery. This again is how do you, once you've done the launch, sometimes people get stuck on how do I relaunch, or how do I know how do I know how to improve on my launch? How do I understand my metrics better? That's a bonus that you guys will get. We have that incentive-based bonus that we talked about. So if you complete your launch in the first 3 months, you will unlock the other 4 bonus modules that teaches you how to serve your client, support your client, sustain them, how to ultimately scale your business. And then if you purchase in the next 24 hours, let me make sure I put this out on here, you will also receive the CEO code switch bonus. Okay? So Kimberly, I hope that answers your question. If you have anything specific, definitely let me know. Again, if you guys have questions, you can comment them below or put them on the sales page or chat box. Both myself and Janet will be responding to all those messages. Or if you need to talk to me, just send me a private message with your question. I'll respond back with voice memo for you, okay? But there's over, how much is it all together? Oh, the pricing. So there's also the VIP option that offers a 2-day in-person workshop. The total value of what you're getting is over $14,000. Over $14,000 worth of bonuses and worth of content. The program itself is 4 payments of $598, or you can do a one-time payment of $1998, whichever is most conducive for your current finances. Marissa said, will your team look at my website during the course? So the beautiful thing about our Facebook community is any questions you have pertaining to your business, we will offer feedback on. I think this is something, the more you show up, the more I can show up for you. So I'll make sure, when you're going through and creating your package and perfecting your signature service, you want to make sure that you have consistency in your messaging across all of your social media platforms, across your website. And I have no problem if you show up and say, Jay, I've been working on my copy to make it align with my signature service. Do you mind looking at this and make sure this makes sense? Absolutely. And I think the beauty of the community that we have is I'm not going to be the only one giving you feedback. You have the feedback from other people who are in the community as well, offering tips and critiques as well. So it's almost, and this is why I do my courses live, because I really believe in the value of community and us leveraging the unique gifts that everybody has to bring to the table who's in my programs, is that you're not only tapping into my zone of genius, you're tapping into everybody else's here too. So Marissa, I think you're just worried, will you be fully supported? The answer is yes. The more you show up in that Facebook community, the questions you ask, we will make sure to answer and address them. So just know we got your back, 100%. One thing I think it's important to note is I cannot do the work for you. This is something that people will say, well, Jay, I signed up. 70% of my students make back the full investment of the course within the first 3 months. So before the course is over, 70% of people make back 100% of the investment. I'd say about another 30% of clients make back the full investment in less than a month. The people who don't make back the investment in that short of a time frame, we have the other 15 or 20% of clients make back the full investment within 3 to 6 months, which is still phenomenal. And the few people who never make back the investment are the ones who never showed up, or they decided that business just isn't for me. I don't want to do this anymore. And that goes back to that roller coaster ride. Some people are jumping off the roller coaster ride too soon, and it can be fatal to both you and your business. So if you show up, if you do the work, just know I can't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. But I will be here giving you the tools, giving you the strategies, giving you the necessary things that you need to move the needle in your business. And the more you show up, the more I can show up for you. The more you ask for support, the more support that we can give you. Jasmine, hell yes, the course covers how to pay yourself. That's all in module 2 in the profit module. So many business owners, it blew my mind because in corporate, I don't know, what I was taught from financial acumen and having the mentors I had, it never crossed my mind to build something where I didn't pay myself. Like never. But I didn't realize how many business owners are never paid themselves, don't know how much money they've made. So Jasmine, I make sure that we do a full content topic just about financial acumen. And I like to teach and introduce all of my clients to the profit first method. Again, I did not write this book. This is not my thing, but it just works really, really well. But that shows you how to pay yourself, how to set your money aside for taxes, how to adequately budget for your business expenses. And again, how to make sure that you're actually earning profit in your business. So Jasmine, hell yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. So I'm not seeing any other questions in the comments. Yeah, Jasmine, that's like super important to me. You got to be making money and actually like taking it home. So again, you guys, the CEO code switch bonus expires tomorrow at midnight. From there, the other bonuses are still available until May 4th. So if you have any questions, concerns, whatever, just either message us in the chat box on the Services That Sell page, or feel free to shoot me a private message. I normally do not respond via Facebook Messenger, but I want to make sure that I am fully available to answer any questions that you guys individually have. So make sure to just let me know. I will chat with you guys over on the sales page or in my DMs. And thank you guys so much for partaking in the Services That Sell workshop. It's been so much fun to work with you guys. So remember, if you have not submitted all 3 of your assignments, make sure that you do that before the end of the day today, because we will be picking an accountability group to win the Fearless with Facebook course. So definitely make sure to do that if you haven't done so already. And I will see you guys over in the Facebook group. Bye, y'all.